This video tutorial will show you how to edit content on your web page. If you have asked for permission to log into the admin section of the web page, we will set you up with a user account for that, and then this video will show you exactly how to do that. So here's the web page we'll be using. The content we're going to edit, we will go into the youth ministry side of things and we will just add a little bit more information to that. The first thing you should know is these web pages are typically set up in a way where they either contain pages and posts or both. I'll explain that to you when we get into the dashboard here, but just so you know, pages are usually static information that does not change a lot, and then some parishes use posts to kind of stay updated with news. I'll actually show you one of the web pages we've done that includes posts is this web page, and what it has is these are all pages. If you click through them, they just have static information on them and it doesn't often change, and these are all pages as well. And then we have a recent news section. Anytime they have announcements they want to make, these are the posts. So if you go through these, you can see a recent news scavenger hunt. It's just a quick date and time, quick news, and through those posts you can also add events and things like that. But just so you know, there's two different ways to add information, and you can discuss that with us, what's the best way to add the information. I'll show you another quick example of a web page. This is one we just started working on, but they have regular typical information on their web page. These are their regular pages. So they've put their ministry schedules on here, their bulletins. This is stuff that will pretty much remain the same. You may switch out the different information and things like that, but it's not constantly updated or constantly changing. And then over here we have a recent post. This is stuff that the priest from this parish actually wants to just keep their parish informed. So this will kind of cycle through. As we add more information, we have it set where there will be 5 posts at all times, and then the new posts will be shown and the old posts will kind of just get taken off, but it still keeps them filed and people can still access them and things like that. So the posts look a little bit differently than the pages, and for example, we can set this one up. There's a title and then all the information, and then people can actually leave replies, and your parish could discuss things about it. And then we can also add in a share save button, which for people who use Facebook or things like that, that gives them a quick link to your website to read what you're putting on your web page. So we go into our dashboard here. We'll give you login information for that. To get into this, you basically just need your web page address, and then you will put this at the end of it, so WP admin. And then what actually happens is you will be brought to a page that looks like this, and you'll have to log in. And then once you log in, you will see this. Here's where you'll see the differences: the posts, the media, which we explained in a different tutorial of how to add files and things like that. Links you would use if we set up a sidebar that included some links, and then pages. You will typically use posts and pages if you are editing the content on your web page. Some of these things on here you will not see. It's mostly admin stuff that we would prefer that you didn't have control of, just because it's easy to mess things up. And so we just, to protect your website, we just make sure that we don't give you everything. But if you click on these, it'll allow you to add different things. You can categorize, if you're doing posts, again, those news and things like that, you can categorize them. Here's some of the categories we set up. So if the neighborhoods, our parish neighborhoods, have an announcement, we would put it in their category. So if people subscribe to these news, then they could just subscribe for the neighborhoods category and they would only receive the news for that. So it's kind of a way to organize your website. And to do that, you could easily just go into add new post. Many parishes that have access, this is what we will ask them to do, is you can just put in a quick title, put in the information you'd like to say. This is the tags. Here are some things that will help you organize it or allow your parish to search for certain things, and then you can put it in as many categories as you would like. and then once you are done, you will click publish and it'll add it to those categories, automatically adding it to your web page. So this is a simpler way, but is only used for certain reasons, and that's what we'll discuss with you. And then the static pages are here. You can go to pages and then edit, and then we showed you this in our tutorial with adding media. But let's say you wanted to go and we were going to edit our youth ministry page. So we're going to go to youth ministry, edit, and then here's the information that you can edit. And so if we just want to say adding more information. Now before I do that, there's two different tabs here. There's a visual and an HTML. And the visual will show you what it's basically going to look like. Sometimes it may look a little bit different than it actually does, depending on your web browser. But HTML is for more fancier, for people who know the coding. As you can tell, it's a little bit messier, but this is how it actually looks and how the web browser reads it. And so if you know how to use HTML, you can do that also. But we have our information here. We're going to click Update Page. And then if we go back to our web page and we refresh, you'll see it's very simple, adding more information. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that information and take it off, and then click Update Page. And when you have access to this, you can add your own pages. Depending on your website, we may have to kind of prep you for what that entails, but just as long as there's good communication, it's pretty easy to handle. And then we can actually go through and we can tell who's been editing stuff down here. So if a certain member of your staff really screwed something up, basically, then we could find out who did it and we could make sure they get trained in on how to do it the correct way. So that's why we make sure we set up the user accounts and that one person has access to each of those things, just so we can make sure that people understand what they're doing. And then some other things, this is a way to organize your page. You could put it as a subcategory of a page if you wanted to. You could set up your pages. Some include different templates, and then the order of the pages that describes, like here we put these in a certain order based on their importance and what we thought people would search for. And then over here we just put them in alphabetical order, and there was no organization to it. So same with this, you can organize the order that these go into. So this just kind of helps you. Hopefully if we've given you an account, we'll have a quick phone training with you and let you know how to work it all. But it is fairly simple. This video is basically just to show you how it works and to see if it's something that you'd be interested in doing. So let us know if you would like to do this for your web page, and we will gladly set you up with an account. Many parishes will do it because they think it'll be easier for them. In some cases we are so fluent with it here that it's almost cheaper with time-wise to just have us do it. But if you have someone in your parish that wants to volunteer their time, that's okay too. So just let us know.